And will early exposure to STEM program or projects help influence the kids to choose STEM careers?
Absolutely. So I think one of the best things about this school is that we're pulling families from all over, different backgrounds and different income levels, different levels of education. But because we're a STEM school, we attract a lot of STEM families. And so I think it's really powerful for kids that maybe don't come from a STEM family to see people that are working in that career. Like there was a lot of careers that I didn't know existed until I was in college that I might have pursued. I like logistics manager. I've always liked, the if then this, if that then this. I've always loved those things, and but I didn't know that there could be a job attached to that, or environmental sciences. I've always really had a passion for nature, animals, plants, and I didn't have any idea what job was attached to that. So all of these things the kids here get because the families bring those experiences. I also think that if you come from a family that maybe has advantages and a lot of education and really good jobs, and you're in the classroom with a child that does not come from that background, it builds empathy. And it builds a sense that this is a human being, just like I am, and they have value and they contribute meaningfully to these projects and the classroom. So I think I think one of the best things about the school is just the diversity of backgrounds. And I think it's very advantageous for kids that don't come from that background.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity for those kids. And then the PLTW program has been here for like several years, right? How has the program helped the kids? Have you seen the change in these kids?
Yes.
Okay.
So Project Lead the Way, what's interesting is how it's evolved over time. Every year they add more, it gets better. I like the pairing of, it overlaps with engineering, next generation science standards, and the computer science standards. So it integrates all of that. I think that's really powerful because they have different interests, and it might be the engineering that sets them on that pathway, or it might be the science that sets them on the pathway, or the computer science. But Project Lead the Way has all of that. And I think having that exposure from kindergarten builds a confidence and an identity that cannot be achieved if we start in middle school with this stuff. So when I was here and I was teaching first grade, I had kids in my class that could code, but they couldn't read. They were learning to code before they could read. And I thought, that is the economy that we're entering. That is such an essential skill. And so I feel like Project Lead the Way does a really good job of capturing them when they're little. It's very engaging. And then it builds over time. So the rigor of what they learn here, especially by like 4th and 5th grade, is like high school level material. And it's not just engineering, but it's also science and computer science. I think that it's pivotal, and the training that they provide. Every teacher here has to go to master level training. So Project Lead the Way wants one teacher on campus to be trained as a master teacher to help all of the other teachers. And at Riverview, every teacher here is a master teacher. So that training also, you can come here as a teacher with very limited STEM background, but as long as you're willing and you have a passion for it, and you go to training like Project Lead the Way, you learn so much. So it's been foundational.
Yeah, that's interesting. My daughter is always excited. She used to come home with those 3D structures, which are like really, really interesting. And I'm glad that she got that exposure early on in her life.